This is KGW News at noon.
We start today's news at noon with this video from Southeast Portland. So this was early this morning at Southeast 69th and Division, where this giant tree fell into an apartment. We did reach out to Portland Fire to find out if anyone was hurt, but so far we haven't received any updates. It was another reminder that this wild week of weather with frigid temperatures, high winds, and freezing rain wasn't ready to go away quietly. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Drew Carney. Rod Hill, meanwhile, standing by in the Weather Center. Rod, we are not going to forget this week for some time.
No, we certainly had our fistful of issues this morning thanks to freezing rain, primarily, not entirely, but primarily over on the east side. We're talking Park Rose, Gresham, even along sections of 205. And take a look at this video. This was the ramp to Powell this morning. And Chris McGinnis was reporting at the time that iced ramp. You can see that tanker that basically lost control, stalled traffic until they got that out of the way. But that was a vivid sign of just how icy it was from what I'm calling the fresh freezing rain that fell last night and yesterday afternoon over parts of the area. Now, the huge headline today is all watches and warnings for our immediate area have been lifted. There continues to be a winter weather advisory for what is now mainly some lighter precipitation totals up in parts of mainly central and eastern Washington, but nothing in our area. All watches and warnings have been lifted. There's a big low spinning down here in California, and we're continuing to see some little bits and pieces of light shower activity, but this is mostly traceable amounts of moisture moving south and north across the area. We also have some thinning clouds and spots, and overall I still expect it to be a mainly dry afternoon as we get into just a little bit of thawing today. Here's Pioneer Courthouse Square in downtown Portland, where it is above freezing. Out at the airport, 38 degrees, trying to get up to 40 today, and if we make it, it'll be the first time Portland's been up to 40 in a week. How about that? It is 41 in Kelso right now, 40s at the coast, 37 in Salem. Still icy conditions on 84 out in the gorge. It's primarily a quiet weather day out there, minus the gusty east winds in the west end, but temperatures not warming up, as you can see. So Portland, upper 30s to about 44 high. Again, there are some thin spots out there, and you have light winds unless you're out near the Columbia River Gorge. Any thawing we get today potentially refreezes tonight, by the way. And I thought I'd end with this sunny camera. This is along the coast, beautiful Depot Bay, the camera from the Channel House looking back at the city center and 101. The coast has been warm, right? They've missed all of it. They're in the 40s again today. Drew, back to you for now.
Can we get a 50 in the 7-day rod? We'll find that out here.
Yes.
We'll find that out in just a few minutes. But right now we want to get back to some of our afternoon headlines. PGE crews spread out around the area this afternoon, working to restore power to tens of thousands of customers. After several days of making some serious headway with outages, yesterday's round of freezing rain set things back again significantly. So yesterday at this time, we reported just over 5,000 PGE customers without power. Right now, that number is over 53,000. PGE tells us they have nearly 1,700 crews working around the clock to restore power, including help from out-of-state crews. There are also more than 1,000 Pacific Power customers who are still without power this afternoon. And in Southwest Washington, Clark Public Utilities is reporting just under 300 outages. There have also been at least 10 weather-related deaths in the Portland area this week. Yesterday, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek announced a statewide state of emergency. She posted this last night on social media, saying that the decision for the state of emergency was made after multiple counties called for additional resources. The day before, on Wednesday, Multnomah County ended its own county-wide state of emergency, closing its severe weather shelters. Some people said that decision came too soon, including the executive director of longtime Portland nonprofit Rose Haven.
I think this is indicative of a much greater problem. We shouldn't be scrambling like this in inclement weather. It is winter in Oregon. These beds should be available all the time, all year round.
So far, we know of only one county-run emergency shelter that's still open in the Portland metro region. It's in Oregon City. Meanwhile, shelters in Washington County have closed, just like the ones in Multnomah County. KGW's Tim Gordon is looking into what resources the governor's emergency declaration will provide, and if that will mean opening up more emergency shelters. Tim will bring us that report coming up later this afternoon on the News at 4. One of the most difficult stories that we've covered this week involved the 9-month-old boy who survived after 3 people, including his parents and his uncle, were killed by a live power line. We've since learned that the baby boy is out of the hospital and he's doing well. Meanwhile, his 21-year-old mother, her boyfriend, and the baby's 15-year-old uncle all died after a downed power line landed on their SUV Wednesday in Northeast Portland. The baby was rescued by a neighbor who saw what was happening and put her own life at risk to run over and grab him.
So I crouched down, I kind of slid, I used my hands to break my fall, and I didn't land on top of his father, but I kind of my hands landed on top of him. And I just grabbed the baby, I pulled him up, I was swaddling him, and I walked him up the hill.
Absolutely an incredible act of bravery on her part. At the same time, first responders want people to know that it is never safe to try helping someone out of a car with a line on top of it. And you should also never drive over a down power line or try getting out of a car if a line has fallen on it. That happened to a group of people last night in Gresham, as a matter of fact, at the intersection of South Troutdale Road and Southeast Stark. Firefighters say everyone in that car survived because they stayed inside until PGE crews were able to de-energize that power line. All right, here's the latest update from TriMet this afternoon. MAX service remains partially shut down, but the Blue Line is back up and running between the Hatfield Government Center and Sunset Transit Center. Limited shuttle buses continue to run between other MAX stations. It's likely TriMet buses will stay chained up today, so riders should expect continued delays because we know buses can only go as fast as 25 miles an hour with chains on. A lot of neighborhoods are also experiencing icy spots still this afternoon, especially in driveways and on sidewalks. And as KGW's Alma McCarty explains, those slippery surfaces have made for an especially busy week at local ERs.
In the last few days, we've been slipping and sliding down driveways, front stairs, and sidewalks. This is Joy McNamara, fresh off her 6th overnight shift at the hospital in a row, trying to make her way down an icy Northeast Portland street.
Oh my God.
It was well, I'm this far and I'm gonna slide. And that's what I did.
Virginia Lafort took the video after she says her dog started barking at something outside.
I walked over to the living room window and looked out, and I saw Joy, my new friend Joy, standing. You were still standing, yes, standing on the corner. and I thought, oh God, don't do it. And she drops to her knees. And I got out my phone.
Although she didn't post the clip to social media, she shared it with a few friends. And in no time, it went viral. Even Joy saw it.
I was perusing Reddit before bed, and I was like, oh, wait, that's me.
The two connected and can laugh about what happened, knowing this could have been worse, given the sheet of ice still coating the neighborhood.
But I'm very glad it brought us together because I was really worried about her.
This is a rough time to be trying to fight gravity. Gravity always wins is sort of the mantra of this time of year.
Dr. Shayna Cusin with OHSU says working the overnight shift in the emergency department was eerily quiet Tuesday night. Then Wednesday rolled around.
The thing that's easy to forget about ice is it is just so fast to go down. And it's never when you think you're going to. You hit these patches and then you slide.
Had record numbers of emergency room visits and 911 calls.
Dr. Richard Bruno, health officer for Multnomah County's health department, says after 166 trips to the ER relating to falls on Wednesday alone, they're hoping people stay extra vigilant until all the ice is gone.
Want to make sure people also look out for ice that can be underneath snow or ice can be on top of snow. It can be very dangerous and sometimes hard to see, especially when it gets dark and at night.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.